Now, welcome to pjnet.tv. I'm being told by my associate producer that we have no sound, but I think we do now, hopefully. I'm waiting for the message that says everything's okay. And okay, I just got the okay. We're good to go. Folks, it's been a tough 24 hours. Our internet service about this time last night got compromised. We were still on the internet, but we didn't have enough bandwidth to do what we do here. So things were going haywire, but everything's back in order, and I'm glad to say so. And it was really touch and go. It was only a couple of hours ago that everything came back to life. So we're back together, and thank you so much for those of you who put up with the mess that we have been in. So we look forward to having JD at the bottom of the hour, but right now we have a first-time guest that we want to welcome to pjnet.tv, and this right there is Cindy Patterson. Now, I didn't know that I knew Cindy, but Cindy, we actually saw each other at the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference, not the most recent one in Ohio, but the one in North Carolina. Are you a frequent conference goer?
That was actually my very first conference I have ever been to. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it and learned so much.
Plan on going to any more?
Oh, yes. Yes, I would love to go to the Blue Ridge Conference. And I will probably attend another Serious Writer one as well.
Oh, good, good. Well, hopefully we will circle up again. And but you have been on quite a journey because, it's so hard to get published. And you've actually published, I believe, 3 books we'll talk about later. But the first one, you were able to get published and got it all done. And after all that, then what happened?
The company was a division of Lifeway bookstore. And I think I had been published maybe 6 months and they closed their doors. So I had to make the decision to go out on my own and self-publish, which was actually a blessing. And then I've done the same thing with the other 2, and it's worked out really well.
So many people go to these conferences in hopes of getting published. And you actually got published, and then it literally dead-ended. Hard to imagine, but then you had to go back and kind of self-publish the book that you had published, right?
Yes.
That was a surprise.
Yeah. At the time, I was saying I was homeless. My poor little book was homeless. But
gee, you could have been published a lot earlier if you knew you were going to have to do it yourself anyway.
Exactly. But it's been a huge learning process.
Now you
but
don't
I enjoy
write.
it.
Yeah, you don't write nonfiction. You write what is the words you have a description you call it?
I'm an inspirational romance writer.
Inspirational.
Yes, sweet romance, clean romance, or Christian fiction, all of the above, romantic suspense. I'm actually working on a historical romance now.
So romance is the common thread here. So how do you incorporate romance into your storyline? And with so much garbage out there, that's what you're competing against. How do you keep it clean? Number 2, what impact does that have on the marketability of the book, in your opinion?
Well, that's really the main reason I started writing, was because of wanting to put something out there that was a cleaner, healthier version of romance versus some of the other stuff that is out there that's available to these young girls. And I have a daughter who is now 18. I started writing 10 years ago. But that was really one of the main reasons. And
when you talk to people at these conventions, these publishers and out, do you get any pressure to say we need to spice up the romance a little bit?
I haven't, like I said, that was my first conference. I've used 3 different editors for all 3 of my books, and no, I have been told that my romantic tension is very, is very good. Yeah, for the most part, it when you see your reviews, they say that most of the time they're saying it's good, clean romance.
Is romance the centerpiece of your work, or is it just woven into it into a bigger story?
It's woven into it. I do weave in Christianity as well, because that is extremely important. But again, I've also been told that it's not preachy. So, and that, especially my 3rd book I just wrote, I had a reviewer say that it was actually would fit among broad audiences. So, I feel like I've got a good mix of romance and, I like to show how God uses brokenness and makes people whole. So there is a lot of struggle
Okay.
in my books.
Did you, in your own life, have you been acquainted with struggles, or has it been pretty much a normal upbringing?
For the most part, it's been normal. My parents divorced. I was really young, so I didn't really have my dad around a lot. So, of course, that's a struggle coming from a broken family. But, and I've made some bad decisions, but I married my husband 21 years ago, be 22 this year. And we just have an amazing marriage. And I want, but I want girls to know that they can have that. But I think the biggest reason that we have the marriage that we do, I mean, he's a super guy, great guy. But I think I finally realized after not having a dad around, I was just desperate for love. And I was desperate in thinking I would be able to find that through a man. But men are not going to be able to give you everything you need. Only Jesus can. So that's.
Well, we try, but
yeah. You can't meet all the needs.
well, yeah, and when the standard is Jesus Christ, we fall a little short. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was my own personal thing. It didn't really have anything to do with him or anybody else. It was just once I realized that he was not going to be everything, that I could only find that full satisfaction through Jesus, was I going to be happy.
Well, I don't. I don't do much reading, but it's my opinion that a lot of the literature out there is basically smut. But the overall cultural take on dating and relationships and all that, it's almost to the point where transactional. You know, the romance really is not a thing that's current. It's a thing of the past. Chivalry is a thing of the past. Romance today is based on complementary needs and reciprocity, and that is not the biblical model. I think that young people today are being shortchanged with smut and sex and complementary needs, that they're missing out on the emotional fulfillment that God intended between man and woman.
Exactly.
You know, they focus on the physical, they focus on the economic, the career and professional side of it, but they romance, I'm afraid, has gotten lost. So you're practicing an art that, one, is being lost, but that means it's even more needed than it's ever been, right?
Yes.
So your book's fun to read?
trash,
Yeah.
so to speak. But so yeah, that was my goal. That's what made me start.
So when
And
you were
I
at
like,
that, when you were at the conference, Cindy, had your book been published and then your publisher already gone at that point, or and you were
oh yeah,
looking?
this was back in 2014.
Okay. So since then, you've actually published two additional books on your own. Is that correct?
Yes, the third one just came out in December.
Okay. I'm going to put these up on the screen, and if you
Okay.
don't mind, tell us the first one that we see, Broken Butterfly. This is the book that was published and then not published. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes. And
Okay.
that it's a Amish. It's has actually Chasing Paradise was my very first book that I wrote, but
Okay.
Broken Butterfly is the sequel. But I did publish them out of order because I do things backwards. So so let me tell you about Chasing Paradise first. That one is based in Amish. It's basically an Amish book. I went to Amish country right after me and my husband got married with our choir, and I just fell in love with it. I started reading, and it just inspired me to write, along with wanting to put out good, clean romance. And then Broken Butterfly is the sequel. So the main characters from Chasing Paradise are also in Broken Butterfly, but there's another couple, and then their friends. That one is more romantic suspense. And then Shattered Treasure is the one that one came out in December. That one's based in Wilmington, North Carolina, and it's romance. It deals with some tough subjects.
Tough
But
subjects like.
like dating abuse, and the the decision of abortion.
Mm, so you took that one on.
I did, and I'm gonna be honest. I wrote this book many years ago, and this right now is very prominent in our nation with the women's rights. So it was difficult. I was kind of worried about it, but I feel like God has a time for everything. And Shattered Treasure is actually a semi-finalist for the Book of the Year for the Serious Writer Contest.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
exciting. I don't know if I'll win, and even if I don't, it's just an honor that I was, it was selected.
Well, I saw the roster of semifinalists, I guess they call it,
Uh huh.
and I know, I say, damn, I know them and I know them, and some of them are really part of our PJNet family. I see Ben Cooper is here and Diana's here, Doug is here, Emily is here. Emily did a great job last night through some. I was having a rough time, Emily. You carried me, girl. Thank you. That was tough. Hazard's 4. He'll be here tomorrow night, by the way. JD is here. He'll be here at the bottom of the hour. And Mark Wickham is here. I bet he's related. That's a good name, Mark. I like that. Bet he's related to Emily. How much you want to bet? And Monty is here. He was on our program the other night. Rachel's here. Renee is here. And Sunbelt Girl, our associate producer. Folks, those of you in the PJNet chat room are the lifeblood of this ministry, because otherwise it's just another TV show with me and her, But anyway, Emily, if I've got the timeline right, you have self-published. Well, in effect, you've self-published 3 books, haven't you?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Because you called me Emily.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that was last night.
Yes,
Cindy.
yes, I did.
In effect, yeah.
Yes, I self-published all 3 of them.
Yeah. Now I've talked to some people, and they say that's a tough road to hoe. Did you find it tough, challenging, or?
Yes, it has I've had some good support with the editors that I've chosen. Um, and I like to do things myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes it more challenging. But I love the process and the learning.
How much heat do you take from editors? I've heard some real horror stories.
I just I, they make their notes and I make the changes and I'd listen to their advice.
You do?
I do. My last editor, one of my favorite historical romance writers, Karen White. Karen, I lost her name. Karen.
We'll just call her Karen.
Okay. She was her editor, and Karen is the one who turned me on to her. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was really good. And then I've had two other great ones as well.
Well, you're very fortunate because I've heard where sometimes the editor and the writer just can't seem to get on the same page. And wow, just like that, Cindy, not Emily, is gone away. But I tell you what I'll do, in case she comes back, we would be able to hear her, but we are only moments away from wrapping up anyway. So, folks, it was great to have Cindy share with us tonight. Now, in just a few minutes, J.D. Winninger is our regular Thursday night guest. That's at the bottom of the hour. If you are watching this on YouTube, oh, there's Cindy. You came back. Yeah, okay. Well, I was just kind of, winding it up a little bit. We've got about, 1 minute, maybe two at the most, and let's give you a chance to just share whatever's on your mind, why you write, where do you think is next in your writing journey?
I'm working on the historical fiction. I'm also working on one that I had started a while back. I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it. My father-in-law has a very abusive past, and I wanted to incorporate his story. And I actually did an interview with him and took a bunch of notes. And just I like bringing broken people and making them right with God, to just show that there's light there, that everything can be made better with Him.
So, without any spoilers, do your books basically go through the brokenness and then is there a happy ending?
I always have a happy ending.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to end our program this evening,
Okay.
folks, because we are out of time. Cindy, not Emily. I apologize. I was thinking, I was calling out all these names. I had a lot of names in my head. I have a lot of voices in my head too. Y'all don't understand. I argue with myself and lose.
Writers do too.
Is that? But we were talking earlier. You're not one of these late night coffee drinking, slug it out until 3 and 4 in the morning types.
I would stay up all night.
You will?
I like the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the morning.
Yeah.
I like to sleep through the morning. That's what I like about the morning. I like it when the sun, wakes me up around high noon, something like that. But
oh, wow.
yeah. Well, Cindy, thanks for sharing your story. I know, writers are not always, on camera, and but it's really been great having you share with us, and we see you've done well with the books you've had. We certainly hope you all the very, very best.
Well, thank you so
in
much,
whatever
Mark,
you take
for
on.
having me.
Yeah, next time you're at one of these conferences, maybe we'll say hello. And you're not a big coffee drinker, but so the coffee's on me if you don't drink coffee.
No, I do like the coffee, just not at night.
Oh, just not at night. Okay, we'll do coffee during the day. That sounds great.
Okay.
Cindy, thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate it, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Cindy Patterson, right here on pjnet.tv, and it's not over. As good as that was, we are going to keep going. At the bottom of the hour, JD will take us on a trip around the Cross W. And I look forward to that, but I've got some work to do between now and then, so I will leave you with two questions, and you don't have to answer them to me, but I hope that you will ask yourself these questions. And I hope that you will take it very seriously and come up with the best answer you can, because they're important. Question number 1 is this: what is the boldest thing you have ever done for Jesus Christ? Now, that may be easy to answer. It may be hard. But either way, here's the second question. Well, when was that? You see, the challenge that I have given myself daily, and I hope that you will take up this challenge as well, is to never be satisfied with either answer.